Hey, Jill.
On the one hand, there's justice in a game this good coming to a bigger audience. On the other hand, there's a gun covered in slime. And on the other hand, this was a handheld game. A great handheld game, but a handheld game nonetheless. And what's great on a handheld isn't always as great on a big screen. Now, if you don't have a Nintendo 3DS, you missed out on something pretty special in Resident Evil Revelations. It was a return to form in a lot of ways. It brought the series back to something a little more Resident Evil, and a little less Rambo. Now, a year later, this fantastic handheld game has made its way to home consoles.
Me and my sweet ass are on the way!
Whoa, calm down there, Jessica. The title for Sweet Asses in Resident Evil is kind of occupied.
What? Where?
So Revelations is a kind of spin-off. It takes place between the 5th game and the legendary 4th game. What made it so great is that it was like a rebalancing of the series' components. It still plays like 4 and 5, but it scales back that action movie feel and reestablishes the atmosphere of the early games. Case in point, the desolate Queen Zenobia, which is still one of the series' creepiest settings.
Hey. I don't think we're alone.
So, you're starting with a pretty awesome 3DS game, right? And the general idea is to take that game, bring it to more powerful hardware, improve things. Funny thing is, even though Revelations has been improved technically, it doesn't look nearly as impressive in this new form.
This is not good. Where are you, Chris?
And that's the irony here. Revelations looked stunning on the less powerful 3DS, but in HD, it's really underwhelming. And again, that certainly has an effect on the game's vibe, which is a lot less effective. I mean, it's still a creepy game, and it does manage tension, but you can always tell this was a handheld game blown up for a bigger screen. And to be fair, that's actually understandable, even if poor performance is less so. Unfortunately, there's also some good news here. That's that Revelations at least plays great in HD. I mean, there's an argument to be made that no Resident Evil game plays great, but this one's as good as any other. And if you liked popping off headshots in Resident Evil 4 and blowing shit up, and then re-blowing it up in Resident Evil 5, you should have no problem with Revelations, and it's still really fun to play. You know what's weird about reviewing remakes like this? I mean, I've spent this whole time criticizing the game and comparing it negatively to the original, but it's still really good. Resident Evil 4 is one of my all-time favorite games. Revelations is the first one since to even come close to the same feeling. It's a perfect mixture of the action and atmosphere the series has so often struggled to balance. Even on the PS3, even though it's not as good as the original, this is the best Resident Evil in years.
Trees, drop the weapon.
Drop yours, Parker.
Who the hell are you?